and welcome to a very special bookish announcement. So today I am so excited to announce that I will be co-hosting a readathon in February. So get ready to plan your TBR and participate with us. Me and Carol and Braden, who are two of my very favorite friends I've made on BookTube, are going to be hosting an Ariana Grande themed readathon. So if you can't stop listening Positions, just like I can't stop listening to Positions, this is the readathon for you. We just decided that, our love for Ariana
is grande.
So that's what we're doing. We're doing the Ariana Grande, Our Love for Ariana is Grande readathon. And that's the tea. It's gonna be happening February 16th through the 26th, so it's 10 days, a nice long readathon for you to complete every single prompt in. You have a ton of time, and you can definitely double, triple, quadruple up on prompts. Do not worry about it. I might end up doing that as well, so whatever you want to do, this is a very chill, fun readathon. We didn't want it to be overwhelming for you guys at all. So without further ado, I will go ahead and get into the prompts and my TBR for the readathon. So we have 6 prompts for this readathon because each prompt corresponds to one of Ariana's albums. So her first debut album, Yours Truly, the prompt for this album is to read a debut novel. Kind of checks out, right? So for this prompt, I will be reading Brunch and Other Obligations by Susan.
I've tried to say her name 18 different times and I never get it right, so
there you go. I've talked about this book in a few other videos before. I actually had planned to read it in January, but once we started planning this readathon, I realized that I needed to read a debut that was on my shelf, and this was one of the very, very few debuts that I have left to read on my physical TBR, so I figured I would save it for the readathon. And if you don't know what this book is about, basically there's a group of like 4 or 5 women, and they all have a mutual friend named Molly. And Molly unfortunately passes away.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
But her dying wish that she tells all of these women is that she wishes that they all knew each other better because they're all just kind of friends with her. They don't know each other. And she wants them to have brunch every week and just talk and get to know each other and help each other through the grieving process. So I think this is going to be a really powerful read, and I'm super excited to get to it. Next up, obviously, we have My Everything, and looking back, this is a very sad album. If you just want to be in your feelings about a man, this is what you're going to be bumping. So the prompt for My Everything is to read a sad book. For this prompt, I am reading a true crime book by Anne Rule. I've actually never read her before, so I'm very excited for this. Also, can we take a second for this amazing cover? Hello. So I'm reading Too Late to Say Goodbye, and this is the true crime story of a murderous dentist who killed 2 women, and they ended up connecting him to the crimes and going back into the cases because they thought these women had committed suicide, and actually saying no, like, we found their murderer, and getting justice for them. So I think this was published in the early 2000s. Yeah, so this was published in the early 2000s, and I'm really excited to get into this case and learn about how the police ended up catching this man and tying him to the murders of these women. I think it's really important to take in true crime content, and I've never read Anne Rule before. I know she's like a very popular true crime writer, so I'm super excited for this one. Next up, we have Dangerous Woman, one of my personal favorite albums that Ariana has put out. And the prompt for this one is to read something dangerous and thrilling, and you get double points if it includes a strong female character. So you can go with both of those. You can find one that puts them together, And you can also, for this prompt, read our group book. So you don't have to read it for this prompt, but this is the book that my co-hosts and I are going to be reading for the Dangerous Woman prompt. We're going to be reading Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Again, I've never read Tiffany D. Jackson either, so I'm very excited to get to know some new authors during this readathon. And if you don't know what this book is about, it is definitely creepy and dangerous, and it has an amazing, strong female lead character. It is about our main character, Enchanted, who actually is a singer, an up-and-coming singer, and an agent books her and ends up grooming her and basically taking advantage of her, but she's so young that she kind of doesn't catch on to the fact that he is using her, and she kind of feels indebted to him because he is giving her a launching pad for her music career. So it's about her experience with that and overcoming that, and how we should treat young victims when they don't know that they're actually victims. So I'm very excited to get into this. I've heard that it's an extremely powerful read and it makes you just really angry. So I love it when a book makes me feel something, even if it's maybe not a comfortable feeling. And I really hope you guys choose to read the group book along with us. Next up, we have Sweetener, and following up Dangerous Woman, this is gonna be a nice, fluffy, fun read. So hopefully all of our anger that we can get out during Grown, we can just, you know, feel at peace with a little bit of fluff afterwards. So for this prompt, I'm reading The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. So this is a rom-com which has a fake dating trope, and I love that. Our main character is very accomplished. She is very ambitious. She's kind of got her entire life together, and the only thing missing that her parents are really demanding of her is a nice fiance and a nice marriage to go along with her wonderful life that she's built for herself.
Of course, they think she needs a man to go along with it.
So she ends up asking one of her childhood best friends, or like childhood crushes, to be her fake fiance, and they start going on all these fake dates to try to legitimize their relationship, and they end up falling in love. So I think this one's gonna be super cute, and I cannot wait to get to this one. I just think it's gonna be adorable. Also, this cover is gorgeous. Next up, the prompt for Thank You Next is to read a book that you don't think you're gonna like, or for some reason has been sitting on your shelves for a long time and you just haven't gotten to her. You're about to unhaul her, you're about to say thank you next. Go ahead and give it another try, or try out something that you wouldn't usually pick up and you don't think you're gonna like. And if you want to DNF and say thank you next, then that's fine. But if you end up reading it and you find a new favorite, hey, look at you.
Look at us. Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
So for this prompt, I'm going to be reading Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. And I've heard extremely mixed things about this book. If you guys know me, you know one of my favorite books is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. It's an adult horror novel, and it's just the trippiest and most crazy experience.
This is a YA horror, light horror thriller something by Marisha Pessl.
And I don't really know. I've heard some very mixed things. It's been sitting on my shelf for a little over a year now because I've just been scared to pick it up based on the people's reviews and some of my friends' reviews. So I'm really nervous. It follows a group of high schoolers, kind of like a breakfast club situation, and they're all kind of getting into things. They have this crazy night and something happens, but then for some reason they like can't remember it when they wake up the next day. And I think there's like time travel or like some kind of manipulation of time involved. So that does make me hopeful because I really like time travel elements in my contemporary books. I like that little bit of speculativeness happening in the real world. So I'm hoping I'm gonna like it, but I don't really know.
Hey, just say, ooh.
And finally, the last prompt obviously goes with Ariana's most recently released album, which is Positions. And the prompt for Positions is to read a steamy book. And this does not necessarily have to be a romance, because for this prompt, I am reading The Swap by Robin Harding. So this is steamy to me because it's gonna be
thrilling and scandalous.
and it also involves partner swapping, which I think is pretty steamy. I'm not saying I would ever do that. I like my boyfriend and I don't want anyone else's boyfriend, but it could be steamy for the people in the book. So that's why I've chosen it for this prompt. Basically, these two women meet each other and one kind of becomes obsessed with the other one, and them and their husbands end up having dinner one night and spontaneously swapping partners for the evening. So they end up doing that and something happens, a tragedy of some sort, and it completely upends their lives. So I'm super excited to get to this one. This is another one that I've heard very mixed reviews for. Half of the people have given it 5 stars that I've read the reviews, and the other half is like 1 and 2 stars. So I don't know where I will fall on that one, but this is my complete TBR for the readathon, and I hope you guys will be joining us whether you like Ariana Grande or not. I hope that you will read along with us. We're going to be doing reading sprints throughout the 10 days and keeping up with each other on social media. So it'll be a really fun way to connect right now. I know a lot of people, me included, are kind of going through, I don't want to say like a
Depression, but like
it's coming up on about a year to when the quarantine started. So I'm really looking for ways to stay home and still connect with other people. And BookTube is one way that I really like to do that. And readathons keep me really connected to the community. So I hope you guys join. And if you do, let me know your TBR, tag me on Instagram. And yeah, comment down below if you're going to be participating or if you have any thoughts about my TBR. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.